So this is one of those conversations that remind us that being human still matters, will always matter when it comes to growing communities, communities that mean something. So I am very excited to share with you a conversation that I had with Ava, who recently just became a winner in the Q5 Skool Games. And her community is called Connect and Collab. Tells you what it is on the tin. It's all about connection. So please dive in, watch this, take your light bulb moments, share with us in the comments your takeaways. This is a very powerful or inspiring story, and I can't wait for you to listen to it.
Yeah,
we did it.
We did it. You did it. Yeah.
No, this is a we. This is definitely a we. The numbers confirmed. This was a we.
This is definitely a we. But you led the we. Like without you, there would be no we. So
yeah. Anyway, yeah. This was quite a ride. It was exciting and exhausting and humbling and just intense as could be. I couldn't believe how intense it was toward the end. I've been waking up. I don't like to wake up super early, and I've been waking up at 5 something a.m. every day. No alarm, no anything. Just I hear the birds chirping and I'm like, okay, it's time to get up and do it again. Let's go. It's quite funny.
So do you feel although the games for that quarter is finished, you still feel that you're still in full?
Oh no, we're still going. I haven't stopped anything. Today is the day inside of our group, and it's funny. I had this on the schedule before winning. Okay, so a week or two ago, I said, you know what? I hope we're gonna win. And even if we don't, there are going to be some lessons, and I want to share them inside of the group. And I love the behind the scenes stuff. I just live for it. So I just figured, all right, like we'll just do that. And so today is the 23rd. I put it on the schedule for today, and I called it behind the scenes. And I took a screenshot before I edited it. But so it was called behind the scenes lessons from the Skool Games. And then the text below says, at the time I'm posting this, I don't even know for sure that we're going to win, but I know there are going to be lessons, and I'm here to share them. And so there was text, something like that. I took a screenshot before changing it because we had won. It's like, wow, I guess I can change the description since we have already won. I know for sure that we're going to win because we did. So that's interesting. So that call today, I scheduled 2 hours, and I never schedule 2 hours for a thing, but I figure the first hour we'll have it like workshop style. I have a whole bunch of like really cool information that I'm planning to share. I've tallied up the behind the scene, like the numbers that people don't see. And I am so fat. Actually, I have it right here. This wasn't planned, but I have it right here. In terms of affiliate links, I'll just tell you, if there hadn't been personal invitations, we would not have won the Skool Games. I'll just say that right there. Almost half, or maybe more than half. I have to look at the numbers on that, on the total numbers of like invited members. I actually think it's more than half. I need to look at the numbers to say this for sure, but a lot of our members were invited, and that's pretty cool. I don't know if that's the standard. I don't know if that's usually the way that it works. I think that a lot of groups have like a really clear goal, a really clear promise, a really clear all the things. And they're like, okay, you're going to get this result, that you have this guarantee. I don't have a guarantee. I don't have a refund policy. I don't have any money promises. I don't have any of that stuff, but I do have relationships. And so I think it's really fitting and lovely and kind of amazing that a group that's about relationships and about true connection and collaboration, that's how we won. But anyway, so coming back to it, because I think I opened a loop without closing it. So the call today, we have 2 hours set aside, and the first hour is going to be like workshop style, where I walk through the details, I share the numbers, I share like the real stuff, like some surprises. Like one surprise, I know that they pay for your plane and hotel and all that stuff, but I didn't know that would be out of pocket first and then get reimbursed. So now I know. Surprise. It makes sense. It makes sense though. Like, how would they coordinate? What are they going to give us their credit card numbers and be like, spend whatever you want? Like, logistically, I think it would be really hard for it to be any other way. So it makes sense. And I think a lot of the school games winners are like total ballers who are making like tens of thousands of dollars a month, and like a lot of it's new MRR. So they're like, this is a drop in the bucket for me. Meanwhile, we went in the teeny weeny little relationships category. Like you don't have to be making six-figure school income in order to win. So that's kind of it's a different game for me. But yeah, so our second hour on the call today, we're just gonna have like open Q&A, totally unrecorded. Everybody who wants to have their cameras on without that being saved and shared with the world. And we're just gonna talk about the things. So it's gonna be fun.
So, and just if people are watching this recording of me speaking to you right now, if they want to watch that, they would jump into your community. Yeah, if they want to watch that.
Yeah, and we'll have it recorded. So I never record the after parties though. So
yeah,
I think because of your time zone, you've never been on one of our workshops. But the way that we do it is we typically have an hour, and I try to really keep things within an hour. I don't want to have a 90-minute or 2-hour workshop. I want it always within an hour. Like an hour and 2 minutes is okay. But the first part is always recorded and on super focus mode. So I don't have like our other members, like their cameras aren't on. They can't randomly unmute themselves. It's super focus mode, like a regular webinar, but not like a webinar because I hate webinars. And then after that, I stop focus mode. I stop the recording. And from there, I say, if you want to put your camera on, it's just us. Nothing's being recorded anymore. And even people who don't usually have their cameras on for calls like this, they'll turn their cameras on and say hello. And it's a pretty sweet space, especially because I'm very like, I know that I didn't wear makeup today, but I am at least like reasonably put together, and I have the decent lighting and all of that. But like we're very much about the take your tooth out. like you can take your tooth out in here. I want that vibe. I feel like it's really important, and so for that reason, it's not always polished. It's not always like I want us to be able to show up. So
I think that's what I've saw from following your journey, that you really invite, and that's what the school games, you like, so many people come in it so many different ways, and there's so many amazing ways that people have got to be in the top 5 in their categories in the school games, but you came at it a very different way. And not that it was strategic, it was just very
no, it was strategic. It was strategic. No, it was very strategic, but it was a different kind of strategy, should we say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that this group, first of all, it didn't open until October 11th. I don't know if you saw that. It opened on October 11th. We won the school games in December. Like, that's it. There's 2 months. But the same group, like, there were a lot of relationships that happened before that date. Do you know what I mean? Like, my existing clients from my other group, that's a fully paid group, like, they were in there. And, I had a lot of people that I knew who I personally invited. I was like, hey, I think you're going to like what's going on in here. And also, it had previously been a pop-up workshop group. So what happened is we had a pop-up workshop in the summer, and it was really lovely. And the same people like archived the group. And then when I had this idea, I literally woke up. No, it was October 11th. I don't know if I said October 10th or 11th. I had the idea on October 10th. I opened the group on October 11th. Anyway, so I realized when I had the idea, I said, wow, the same people who are in our pop-up group, I think they're going to like this group. So I'm just going to take it out of the archives, and I'm just going to use the same one. And at the time, like, a lot of friends had left the pop-up group because it had been closed. It was archived. And so I think at the time that we reopened, there were 67 members that were already people that I had connected with and was happy to have them in there. And it did make it an easy kickstart. But yeah, it was very strategic in terms of like knowing your seasons, like where are we right now? And I really like if a friend chooses to upgrade to the premium for it to be a pull, not a push. And I really like in general in marketing for it to be a pull, not a push. So what I mean by that is that I don't want to push anybody into it. I don't want to have marketing that feels like super strong FOMO. I mean, in this case, the FOMO was really just like, school games are ending. I'm giving you an upgrade. Do you want it or not? But the offer itself won't completely go away. It hasn't. The pricing isn't different. It's not. There's nothing that it wasn't like do or die. And I had a lot of friends who were like, I even had one person actually say in my inbox, like, I kind of want to do this, but I don't know that it's right for me. Sell me on it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to. It's you got to sell yourself on it. Like I can share the information, I can share about it, and then you sell yourself or not. Like it's not my part. It's not how I work. And I think the reason is just that it's so unpleasant to work with someone that has regret for their decisions. You know, like they feel like they got sucked into the FOMO and then later they're like, oh, I wish I hadn't done this. And I don't want that feeling. I even there was a time when I was going to like share part of the program and like sample it out and then like people wanted to upgrade afterwards. I just realized like I want to make videos and I want to share materials. I want to be really generous with premium members and share things in such a way that I assume you're all in. Because if you're not all in, then why did you even sign up? You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of, but yeah, so in terms of strategy, I already had these existing relationships. I did mini summits. I don't know if I think you saw just one of them, but we had different mini summits on the way. And so what happened each time is we got some more members and some more members, and it was really lovely. And then it was just gentle, but I wanted us to grow at a pace that I could have good relationships with new members as they came. And then when it was time, it was time. So we did have a special offer the week of Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving though. It wasn't a Black Friday thing. I don't really quite connect with Black Friday. But so it was just kind of like we're going to be traveling on Thursday the 27th, and therefore this offer ends on the 26th, which is the last day I can be as fully present, and like that's just where we are. And so there were a number of friends who signed up on that day, and I was really pleased about that. And so then we did another little mini summit and there were some more friends who signed up. And then it was just, like, and I can look at my spreadsheet and I can see like, okay, like I can see the numbers are just sort of like gradually going up. But then I did not see the last day coming because in the last 24 hours, some groups came from out of nowhere. So when you look at the numbers later, like I can look at the numbers now and say, oh, in the last 7 days, this group made this much. No, it's not 7 days. Most of that is 24 hours. Like there should be a metric that you can see that shows the last 24 hours. And there was even there was a group that doesn't really seem to be about relationships exactly, but it was called Connected Entrepreneurs. And it's kind of like if you are on a sales call and it just felt like a mastermind for like the money side of things, but in the relationships category. So there was just some interesting stuff how like, these like very established marketers were out there, like getting their last minute pushes to like get their win in the relationships category. And it's just, most of the relationships ones seemed like they were solidly about relationships. So that was just the one that I had some questions, I don't say that I have the answers or that I know exactly what's happening, but I saw the things happening and I just had some questions. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a tricky thing, but from the outside, we don't know what we don't know. So, for all I know, they're like singing Kumbaya and like just chit chatting about relationships all day. That's all it is. But for me, it didn't feel like that's what was happening. So that felt a little weird. But I was also a little, just as a separate note, I I was kind of shocked by how few women won the school games. Like, what's that all about? 5 out of 45?
Was it? I
Yeah.
didn't focus
Yeah.
on it's like just watching it.
Yeah. So I just feel like I kind of want to win again, even though this is
I was going to ask that one.
this is really intense. But I also am not like I feel like I'm also content to like grow in a really sustainable way and to not like really obsess over the games. But I want to see more women there. Like I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
I really, really, really do.
Yeah.
Because
Something that I noticed is like obviously the games is the winners are from the MRR. It's like the revenue create.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
wasn't the prime focus. Well, from what I saw and what I perceived, it was all about the connection, which
Oh
showed
yeah. Oh yeah. No, there wasn't. I didn't even really talk about the MRR. I don't think there was any time that I just it was it was really pure the way that we won. It was really sweet. It was really Like there was not one person who signed up who like there was some funny business. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone who signed up because they wanted to. And I
Yeah.
really liked that. And did you see the $7 thing that we did?
No, I didn't
In the
see that
mix?
one. Maybe.
Okay. So previously, some time ago, the group was free or freemium, so there was an upgrade. Actually, first it was free, and then it was freemium once there was tiers were available and we could do an upgrade. And then eventually I turned it paid. And still when I turned it paid, we still had a whole bunch of members who had joined when like sort of the OG members who had not paid to join. And so then we had this really funny situation where they couldn't all pay the $99 for the premium offer, but some of them really wanted to contribute. And I had the first person who did this, Thomas, Tom, he goes by Tom, Thom, Tom with an H. He was the first person to do this. He voluntarily paid the $7 a month, even though he could have continued to be a free member. And something about that, I was just thinking, this is like really sweet. And then I was like, well, how do I thank him? Do I need to thank him? Like, is this just an energy? Like, what do I do here? And then I ended up taking something that was planned to be only for premium members, paying the $99 a month. And I said, you all who join before the school games are done, I will upgrade you and include this program, the copywriting that connects. So I'll include this program for everybody who, before the school games are over, signs up for the $7 plan. And so I've manually added and I had to go individually to go there are 25 friends who did that, who upgraded to pay the $7, even though they weren't required to, which is a lot if you think about it. It's not the winning number, but it is a winning number. It's really sweet. 25 members like just said, hey, yeah, this is cool. But the first one, he didn't know he was going to get a thing out of it. He was just choosing that. So I really liked that. And I got a number of messages from friends who were like, hey, do you think the $7 will help? Like, do you think it matters? And I was like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how close this is going to get. And I said, it might, I don't know. Sign up if you want to. And, I have this bonus for you if you want it. And it's just very wholesome. I kept getting these cha-chings with a mix of the $99 and the $7 and like new members. And but I saw, sometimes I was online a lot during these days. And so sometimes I was sitting there and I got a cha-ching from somebody who I know joined for free, who doesn't have to pay to be in the group and who chose to upgrade. And it just was something about that just really, it touched my heart in a really sweet way, because I was just thinking like, I don't know. Like these are real humans. Like these are friends. These are people I care about on the other side. And they're all, just like the rest of us, we all have some kind of budget for the most part. I mean, I know that there are some people out there who don't. I definitely have a budget. And now my budget is a little tighter because I'm working out all the expenses to go to LA. But that's another story. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. And how did you balance your time and everything? Because you were, I was going to ask you.
Yeah. Some days I didn't shower. Yesterday, Mimi, let me just tell you, yesterday, I don't know, I think there were like this is so gross, but I think like 3 days passed that I didn't take a shower.
We've all done
So yesterday, well, I've definitely done that, especially when I became a mom. I have to keep this small child alive. I don't have time. Anyways, that's another. But yeah, so yesterday my family comes home. It's 9 something. They've been out and about, and they do this a lot. They go out and about to leave me time and space to work, and then they come back. And so I'm passed out on the sofa. My computer's next to me. I think my husband took a shower first, and then my daughter was going to take a shower, but they literally staged an intervention. They were like, you need to go take a shower. Oh my God. It's like, okay. But I was so tired.
And how many weeks did you do that for? I mean, how many weeks did you not take a shower?
Well, I took showers for it hasn't been that long. It was maybe, but it was too long.
You were full on focus for what, 8 weeks?
I can't believe I'm sharing this on video, by the way.
Part of being human. This is what
Yeah, no, but I usually just share these things when we're not being recorded.
please.
I mean, I'll share them, no problem. This is why we record so few calls.
Everybody watching this, I'm sure we can all confess there's been one day in our life we have not had a shower. It's okay.
Yeah, no, but this is a few days. This was, they're like, you stink. You need to get in the shower.
Dragging you in there.
And we went out to lunch yesterday. Do you know what happened yesterday? So it gets worse. So we were about to go. They're dressed, they're ready to go. I'm still typing on the computer, still like just sitting there like that cat gif that's like
Yeah.
and yeah, which just if you haven't seen it, there's a cat gif where there's a keyboard and there's a cat. Yeah, so that's what I looked like, and I type really fast, so I literally looked like that. So I'm like responding to all the things, and then we had somebody who had shared undisclosed AI, which I sincerely like. It just gets inside of me, and so it was like it wasn't even like the like AI mix where like there's human and AI. It was like robot, no human in a room, and I was like, no, please. I had just poured my heart out on a post. And it was like one of those posts that it's so deep that you don't know if anybody's going to respond, because the easy ones like, hey, what's your sign? What you guys doing for the weekend? Like those are all the ones that tend to be like easy to respond to. Drop a GIF. Not that I do the drop the GIF stuff, but this one was like, yeah, I got it. It's okay. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But this was different. This was like, oh no, like pouring, like I literally poured my heart and soul out on the keyboard, and then it was crickets, and I was like, that's okay. And then right after the crickets, it was like bot response, like the general AI chat GPT, like, I really enjoyed how you balanced the soul and that.
And they replay everything that you've just said. They know
Yeah.
everything you've said.
Yeah. It's just like little summaries and like the chat GPT patterns and all of that. So I sent the person a message and I was like, hey, do you know about our AI disclosure policy? So then that was back and forth, the conversation. And by the end, I was just like, I'm done. I banned, I removed, I deleted, I did the things, and I hate that stuff. I don't want to be the police. I don't want to be the AI police. It's so, but we are like literally in a community about connecting human to human. And so I think if we're going to put these generic humanless AI responses and then not even like it's just no. Anyways, so that was sort of like this can of worms that I opened up because so first I poured my heart out with that post, and then I had that happen, and then it felt like it needed to be immediately addressed because I wasn't just going to leave that and then go out and have a nice family lunch. And then I just wanted to like bring this all out in the open. I shared absolutely nothing that could identify that person, but I shared what happened. I was just basically like, if you didn't see our AI disclosure policy yet, here's a good chance to see it. And it was just like, and so there were a lot of responses to that. And then there was another lovely post that went up and just all these things that happened. And then meanwhile, my family's like waiting to go to lunch. And I'm not dressed. I'm like sitting there wearing, I don't even remember what I was wearing. Haven't showered, haven't dressed, like just hair is a mess. Like just AI disclosure, like it's really balance. No, I did not do balance. Anyway, so we went out to a restaurant that is so nice. It's a really nice restaurant. It was our first, like, it was our celebratory lunch. When we were in the car on the way, I was like, where are we going to go? And then we were chatting about all these different things. And then some other crazy thing happened because my husband had a surprise for us. I'm not even spending the time to explain that in this video. But anyways, then we were like sort of all debating about where we're going to go. And one person wants to go here and one person. And I was just like, Carlos, you were treating us to lunch. I'm going to go where you take us. And then I was like, and I just want to confirm, like, is this actually a celebratory lunch for me winning the school games? Is that like officially what we're doing? And he had forgotten that was the case. So in all this debating, he didn't realize that like that was like the real reason that we talked about going to lunch. And then he was like, oh. And then he said, well, we're going to go to Yoshi's then, which is this very fancy sushi kind of place that we've never gone to before. And it's it's one of those places that everybody talks about how it's like really the best. And it's it's just a lot more expensive than the places we usually go, which are good enough. And then we went there. So there I am. Like I threw clothes on. I literally threw clothes on to go. And so I'm just wearing this like very casual, threw my clothes on, barely brushed my hair outfit to go out to lunch. And then I did a call and then another call with clients and then was still on the computer doing all the things. And then my family comes home and I'm passed out on the sofa, still haven't taken a shower, wearing those same clothes that were still. So anyways, yeah, there was no balance. That's my long-winded answer to say there was no balance. My husband cooked food. He zipped up smoothies. He made sure that I would eat. Sometimes I still forgot to eat if he was gone for long enough. I got a headache 2 days in a row that was horrific. He came home with 5 coconuts because I knew it was related to like not just screen time, but also dehydration because I had gotten back on coffee, which I then got back off of. I said, you know what? I'm not drinking coffee anymore. That's it. So on that one day, he came home with 5 coconuts and I couldn't get them open. And I thought it was me at first, but I was like, no, I think this is the coconuts. I am not this week. So he comes back home to open the coconuts. And he was like a little in a huff about it at first. He was like, oh my gosh, this woman cannot even feed herself, but she also can't open the coconuts. Like, what is happening? But then he realized that it was really the coconuts. So he was not in a huff anymore. And his huff isn't so bad anyways. But anyways, he got a drill. He got a like the knife sharpener, the long thing. And he got a hammer. And between those 3 things, he got all 5 of the coconuts open, put them there. I drank all 5 of them. I was so dehydrated at that point. And then he left. And that was it. And he came back later. He made lunch and then he brought our daughter out and about and they were gone until evening. And that's like how this last week went. It was like every day. He comes home, he makes lunch, realizes I didn't even eat breakfast, makes the food. I'm sitting there on the computer. He's like, come eat, Ava. Like the food is on the plate. Like, come eat some food. This is not like me. I never do that. Never do that. But I was so focused. I didn't even want to do the things. I didn't even care. I wasn't even like struggling because of it. It was like nothing existed but our group and what we were doing and the school games. And I'll tell you, go ahead. Yeah.
Do you enjoy the whole journey or were the moments harder? Were the moments that
it was harder, but hard is fun too. We can do hard things. It's okay for things to be hard.
That's
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no, it was really hard sometimes. It was really hard. So on Wednesday, when we popped in the top 5, that was on Wednesday, I had a call that was scheduled with Tommy Gann, which was lovely. Connection is currency. I love this. I love the topic so much. I love it so much. When we treat connection as like a thing that has value, intrinsic value, but also can possibly have the other effects, like it's such a good way to do business. You know what I mean? It just feels really good. Like nobody has to have dollar signs on their heads. Like they don't have to be your potential client. Like the relationship itself is like, that's a good thing to have. Yeah. So my head is pounding and it has been for, I don't know if that was day 1 or day 2 of the headache. I think it was day 2. So my head's been pounding for a couple of days and I'm still going forward. And it's not a self-sacrifice thing. It's not like martyrdom. I've never had an experience like this where I had so much pain that I could ignore so successfully. This must be how moms feel when like their kid's trapped under a car and they find like this superhuman strength to like push the car because there's like so much behind it. It felt almost like that. Like there was just something driving me. So we have this call and at the beginning of the call, and it was a packed call. There were a lot of friends on it. And the beginning of the call, my headache's like, it's going, but I'm okay. I'm working it out. And then as the call went on, I was so passionate about some of the things that I was sharing that my headache was getting worse and worse. And so I'm like sharing my passion. My head's like, but on that call, we slipped into top 5. And it wasn't even like, I've actually never done a webinar where I had like a hard pitch at the end, but toward the end, I was like, do you all want to know about this? And then they were like, yes, just tell us all the things. And I was like, all right. So there was like maybe 20 whole minutes of me sharing like what we're doing, what the offer is, and like sharing about the $7 thing, which Tom had of course inspired and just all of that. And then on the call. Okay, so first of all, I'm like literally so distracted because I'm sharing this stuff and like I didn't even share a link. I didn't
Oh,
share a link. Like friends were just finding it somewhere. Like somebody was sitting, I don't know how they knew where the links were to do the thing. I was just sharing about the thing, right? Cha-ching's coming in. Cha-ching, left and right, left and right, left and right. And you can see it because the inside of the premium part, the connection as currency is there. Like you can see toward the end of that one. That's where it is. So at the bottom left corner, you can see the green cha-chings coming in with the names. It's like cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. So while I'm talking about the things, and I don't know if this happened during the unrecorded after party, if it was during the recorded part, but during that time, I was encouraged to go check the numbers and to see like did these numbers bring us into the top 5, and they did, and so we celebrated it together. Now I'm actually curious if that's on recording, and now
okay.
that makes me think like, oh, so sad in a way, and so beautiful also that we don't record the after parties because we just don't. But
Yeah.
yeah, so no
And
balance. I answered that question. What else you got, Mimi?
I think also because of the way this is all about connection, this has got longevity.
Yeah,
And this is, I'm not speaking bad to people who have been there, but they boost up, all focused on the MRR. And then you see that dip. This is not
yeah,
going to have that dip because
yeah,
everybody puts in out of choice for the right reasons. So,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
no, but as I'm looking at some of the names, like I do have a list of who upgraded to premium, and at least I would say at least 5 to 10. I'm still not sure if they actually fully have interest in having the premium experience. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if they really, I just don't know. And I'm not going to know for another week or two, probably until like, there's more time and space to have those conversations. And I didn't invite any friends like, hey, you want to like, hey, just help boost me up. That didn't, this was just like, they just showed up and I was like, whoa, and one person like kind of school famous, I was like, oh, this is very interesting. And I only told one person so far because I do respect privacy, but I was like, get to sign up for my premium. But and there were a few friends that were actually like, wow, like this is pretty fancy. Like this person's on my premium plan. And then there's another friend she's just lovely. And then but I think the majority of friends who are on this list like genuinely want to learn and grow together in this way. And the first one's for sure. So we had sort of like waves. The first wave, like they're not going anywhere. The second wave, they're not going anywhere. The third wave, I still need to know what the motivation was. Is it that they wanted me to win the school games, or is it that they want to have that experience? And so that's a sort of tricky dynamic for me because I haven't quite worked out how to approach that because I want to be respectful on the two sides and make sure that that I
That's going to be one of the learning curves, like you said,
yeah,
everything is learning
yeah,
from for next
yeah.
time to win.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, which
will,
is fun. Which is fun.
yeah.
It's great. And I have not slowed down. I have slowed down. That's not true. I have slowed down, but I have not like said, okay, well, now I'm gonna just take a break. I'm just like, okay, well, what can we do next? What can I do to make it better? What can I do to make sure that this is still good? What can I do to make sure that we still have reason for members to join this? Like, what can I do because I think my marketing was actually not very good. Like I think that we got a lot of signups during live calls because the energy was just like you couldn't miss like the good things happening, so there was just this like there was a chance to ask questions and there was the chance to like understand it better, so specific questions were addressed. And then um yeah, but I think I could have done much better with the marketing, so I'm working on that now. I don't know if you saw the school classroom thing, the fifth class where it's like yellow and there's like all the arrows and all of that. But it's pretty cool. So basically, like in the classroom to upgrade, like you'll see like 100 words. It's like quick description of the thing, and then like that's supposed to be enough to sell somebody on buying a thing or upgrading to premium, but it's not enough data. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, I made that whole classroom. Yeah, that's like
Not the
here's what
first
you
one
get.
for everybody. So the first one's
Yeah,
over. I saw this actually. I was like, that's a genius idea
thank
because
you.
Sam, if you're watching this, we need more than that little description because
Yeah, but then there's always a solution. Every challenge has some kind of solution. So this is a good one. This
yeah,
this It's not done very effectively yet because I was just sort of starting and testing it out, and I made the image to go in the classroom, and then I was like, this is going to be good. So I will have, a link to share about like this is the information, and it also will help premium and VIP members to have a better understanding of the experience because they can literally go through all of the things and say, "Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that." And so the goal is to help every members who are thinking about upgrading have the information to upgrade, and then members who have already upgraded have more information to make sure that they maximize, which is also good for churn,
Yeah.
because if members realize how much good they have, they're more likely to stick around and to keep it.
Yeah, no, actually, I really like that. Actually, I put something in another community as a like bit of an advert, and rather than doing it as one post, I did it as micro little pages because it's taking them on that journey rather than just read. Nobody wants to go all the way down to one thing. So,
Yeah.
I like that idea. Yeah, awesome. Right, my fluffy, Mommy, you say hello. My dog's there.
I see. Hello.
Okay, what was I want to ask you? Oh, yes. So, what's the plan then? What are you most looking forward to when you go to, do they call it a ceremony?
They call it the awards ceremony. Yeah, here I can tell you, do you want to hear the exact terminology that they use?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
What's this? We need to
Let's see. I'll find my message very quickly from the gal who's in charge of the things. Okay, I'm already in the message, clicking the link. Here's the doc with all the important info. Okay, event starts 9 a.m. Lunch, 12 p.m. Trophy ceremony, 2 p.m. Bus to school headquarters, 3 p.m. Dinner, 5 p.m. Bus back to the hotel they recommend staying at, 8 p.m. So I imagine there might also be a bus to go there, but if not, it's not really a big deal. There's the hotel is pretty close to the location where they have the ceremony and all the things. Yeah.
Sounds quite full on. So, what are you most looking forward to on that day?
Yeah.
Have you got any questions that you want to ask or Sam?
I haven't. My
Yeah.
brain is still like I'm still inspired but mushy, my brain. And so I think I need a little bit more time before I know the questions that I want to ask. And I don't even know if I do want to ask questions, although maybe I will. Yeah, I'll have to really give that a think, and I don't know the answer right now. But what am I looking forward to? I mean, everything really. I think I'm really going to enjoy the talk, and I think I'm really going to enjoy the lunch and dinner. I love food. Food is my love language. I love making food. I love eating food. I love making food together. I love food. Um, um, I'm curious. I mean, right now, I think the thing I'm most interested in is not even a specific part of it, but just like getting to be part of it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a curiosity getting, that itch getting scratched and getting to see the things and experience the things and I'm still sort of in processing mode that I'm a school games winner. Like,
And I suppose, like, if I was to look at it from only my perspective, like some people might see that as like the end goal. I see that as the
oh
start.
no. I'm like, what's next?
No,
Yeah.
so it's the start. It's
Yeah.
like that's like a new beginning. You're like, oh, it's like exciting, yeah.
You know what I like about it, Mimi? I, way before school existed and way before I knew about school, like you, I have been good at building communities. I love communities. I love people. I love people. I love that I particularly love that we can connect about something that we're excited about and that we can grow and share and learn together, but also like truly connect. And so I was a little bit mad when Facebook turned the way that it did. And it got to be like, groups kind of got less reach, and then like and then the ads, and then the data issues, and like just so many different things. And I just felt like I needed to really respect my members' time and attention and energy. And I didn't know how to do that with Facebook. And so I closed my groups. I closed a lot. I unfriended a lot of people and sent messages on the way like, hey, I'm just not going to be here much anymore. Like, this is where you can find me. I'm not disappearing, but I'm mostly disappearing from Facebook. So it was really hard for me to just find that my values weren't aligned with Facebook anymore in the way that they used to be. And so I tend to like, in whatever group I'm in, I tend to go like straight up to the top of the leaderboard if I like the group. You've seen it happen in Evelyn's group. It's happened in like just a whole bunch of groups. Like it's just what happens. And it's because I'm not actually secretly trying to market my stuff or like trying to position myself in any way. I'm just like, what are we in this group together for? Like, what are we doing here? And then I'm like, oh, well, this is what we get to talk about. Like, great, let's talk about it. Let's like share things that are valuable. Let's connect with each other. Let's like, and I listen to what other people have to say and I share what I have to say about that particular topic. And so because I don't stray too far from it, it makes it easy to like have other little ways that we have connection points. And so in my own group, it's kind of the same thing. And so I tend to enjoy hoping to make another group better when I'm there, by my presence, and to help friends to see that they can do the same thing and to like really honor what community is about. And so I'm good at this stuff. Like I'm just genuinely good at it because I see things in a way that it's not like just like trying to make the connections and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really just about like, hey, we get to get together about this topic and let's do it. So I got the star and that was cool. That's actually the second group I've gotten the star for, to show that, a top 1% community builder. And that's kind of cool. Like that shows like some kind of like, oh, look, I have a star that follows me around. Like this is fun. And I have the fire just because I do, because I'm obsessed with Skool. So I'm there every day and that's not going to change. So I'll keep my fire. And, yet I have felt like there's so many different communities where the owner may or may not have experience with building communities, but that's what they're doing because they're learning about communities and they're like making a whole group about that. And it's a really tricky thing because when you get to this point where there are so many people having a community about the same kind of thing, it's hard to know like, who do I listen to and who do I trust? And to feel like also because of my almost 20 years of background in online marketing and having built websites with code and all the things, like I know the algorithms, like I can spot the data patterns that, it's like the geeky part of my background. So I feel like I'm a really good person to help, but without having this kind of like accolade or like trophy to hold up, like it's hard for people to know that they can trust you. And my hope is that this will actually help over time to have more friends who are like, oh, like, well, look at that. She's won the Skool games. Like maybe she would be a good person to help me. And to let that be a tool that helps to grow my business in a way that I can actually positively affect the right people, but also to inspire them to not do the engagement crap and to instead like make groups good. Like, let's make groups good. Like, let's not climb in the discovery because we're like hacking the engagement metrics. Like, let's climb in the discovery because our group is good. It's a good place to go. Like, our friends are learning together. Like, we feel that real sense of connection and we are collaborating. We are like doing the good things. And I just feel like it's a little disheartening when I see groups growing in the discovery because I've seen what they're doing inside and it's really just engagement hacking and it's not that the group belongs at the first page or one of the first pages. It's that they're hacking the algorithms and it's
I think this year though, I think we've all seen it. I think it's been very challenging with AI. A lot of stuff has changed. And I love that you closed the year with like a human connection, because I think that's the inspiration that we all need to remember, that nothing will ever beat human connection, no matter how big AI gets, no matter how easy it is to create content, nothing will ever beat that. And that's I'm on that same mission as well. Like, I've stripped back a lot. I've been through a lot of waves, and I'm just stripping back. Let's just be ourselves And
Yeah.
that's why I'm so drawn to
Yeah.
watch that journey. And I hope loads of people hear your story, see you at the school games, and just see that nothing can be better than being a human and speaking to a human like a human in a human way. What else? Oh,
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. It's literally why we're here.
about bumps and
Ah, it's
yeah.
true though. You're right. You're right, Mimi. It's why we're here. We're not here to waste time with dumb stuff. I mean, maybe we can. Like, maybe that's why some of us are here. I don't really know. I guess I can't speak to that for sure, but it does feel like we're here for something bigger than that.
Yeah. And it takes people to show that vulnerability and to show the journeys like yourself. Like you worked hard at it. You showed up. You didn't have a shower for 3 days.
That happened more than once too. My poor family.
Tally
But
chart going. But sometimes people need to see that
yeah,
we can't just go into AI and just generate our whole business. It might work for a second or something, but it's not going to
yeah,
last. It will not last. And that's
yeah,
that's why I was so
yeah.
inspired and I absolutely loved it. And everybody well deserved it.
Thank you.
That's what it's about. Yeah. And I want to see more communities be like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was pushing mine. Just say whatever you want to say. Be messy, Gillette.
Yeah. I mean, things are messy sometimes. Like this is what's real. Like this is, and this is actually one of the biggest challenges that I have with social media is that it's so much of a highlight reel, and I just don't connect with that. I don't connect with that. It's not the same. It's not the
Yeah.
same as seeing like the multiple sides of what the human experience looks like, and I also don't want to encourage such a lack of balance, but at the same time, like we have seasons in life and business. And I don't think it's bad to have a lack of balance for a little bit of time and to obsess over a thing. I would not change. There were times when I missed my daughter, when I missed my family, when I missed my, better smelling underarms, when I missed like all sorts of, delicious things. I missed riding my horse. I have a horse. 10 days in a row, I think I didn't ride him. Like he's just like there and I'm just here, like the cat. It's this but then on what day was it? Saturday or Sunday? I don't remember what day it was. It was on the weekend. I was busy. It was Sunday. I was busy. I had a lot of things to do still because I was still unrolling. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to go ride my horse because my brain was like, I was just done. And I did. And it was just so delightful. And it wasn't even a long ride. I was just riding my horse, just thinking like, I went to school games. I'm here riding my horse, and things are so cool. Like,
And when you do something with intention and when you enjoy it, it doesn't feel like.
yeah,
I think the only time it feels hard, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase that properly. But hard work doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun. It can be
yeah,
intense, exciting. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. This was hard, but it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad that it was hard. I actually want to get better at doing hard things. That's one of my goals in life. When something is really hard and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? And I'm like, okay, well, I can do hard things. It's like I say this to myself all the time. It's either if I'm talking to a friend, it's we can do hard things. I can do hard things. But what happens is, and this is the fascinating part, I like maybe I could win the school games in the next quarter. And maybe it could be easier next time.
Well,
Right?
it only gets easier if you do the hard thing. How is the hard thing going to get easier unless you do
Right.
it?
And that's how it works. Like you do a hard thing and then it gets easier and you're like, wow, I could do this again. And then you do it again. And you're like, wow, it's even easier. And then I'm like, well, what's my next hard thing?
Yeah.
So,
Would you do anything different next time?
no.
No? Nice.
I mean, for next time, well, I wouldn't do anything different from this time. For next time, well, I'm already doing the things. It's like it's not even like the quarter one hasn't even started yet. I'm already like I'm working out like upgrading the marketing inside of the classroom and making sure that the because I broke my systems here. Like let's just be real. Like I grew enough that I broke my systems. What was working before is not set up sufficiently to flow forward with the same level of growth in the future. But that's also part of why when we switched the group to paid, I was like, I can't take this level of growth for forever. Like we can't keep it freemium because too many friends are joining us that may or may not be right for the group, that I may or may not need to like explain about the AI disclosure. And so now that's why on the about page, first you have to pay. So there's that. So people think a little bit more about having to pay. And second, it says right there, AI disclosure is required in here. If you have a problem with that, do not join. It's like, so that helps, I think. And if it reduces my conversion rate, I'm okay with that.
That's okay, yeah, but I've seen many groups grow fast.
Yeah.
And that's great as well, but they grow fast and then they get to the point they can't hold the capacity and it just goes down.
Yeah, but I can't do that. So that's why we slow things down with that. And I've had, since we got stronger about really being clear about the AI disclosure policy, there have been a number of friends that left. And that was hard. It was a little weird. Do I reach out to them? Because I hope to see them around elsewhere, but it's just how it is. Like we need to be humans connecting with humans. It's just as simple as that.
Space is about this, yeah.
And I do allow it though. I do allow it with disclosure. You just have to disclose it. That's all it is. And that means that those who left either just had some other reason that they suddenly left at the same time that I got more clear about that, or don't want to disclose when they're using AI, which fascinates me. Fascinates me, the world that we're living in now. It really does.
Yeah, I have a whole thing about AI. That's a story for another day.
Yeah. And so for next time, I want to have more systems in place, but I'm already working on that. I want to have the marketing make it easier for there to be more gradual signups over time. And I want to have more affiliate materials ready to go so that it's not just sharing from the heart, it's sharing from the heart, but also having tools that make it easier. I want to have more summits, bigger summits. I have plans on how to do that, and I'm excited. I'm still trying to figure out, like, do we need to have a pop-up group for that, or what's going to be the dynamic? Because with a paid group, it's a different situation, and I'm not making the group free, and I'm not also doing the free 7-day trial. I haven't had positive experiences with that, so I'm not doing it again. Too many negative experiences. What else? Yeah. I don't know. Just keep on growing. If I keep on serving my clients and we keep on having a good time in the group, like it's just going to grow. And I think the school games will be easier having a more established group and already having like these different, like the new accolade and whatever, like to add to the mix. And we're also at number 2 in Discovery now. I don't know if we'll stick at that, but not in all of it, just in our category. And I think in the overall, we're somewhere around 100. We've been floating like we're really close to the top 100, but not quite in the top 100 of all groups, which is kind of crazy with hundreds of thousands of groups. Like I'm like, I saw the number this morning because I track once a day. I check in and I was like, how did this happen? Like we weren't even that busy yesterday and we grew this much. Like how do we keep going up? And then I looked at our engagement numbers for the metrics and I was like, oh, I guess we were busy yesterday. And then I realized, oh, we are still growing. And it's fascinating.
Yeah. And I suppose that's also because you've created a group based upon connection. Sometimes if you take a little bit of a step back, like for a couple of hours, it's still connecting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're still connecting. The things are still happening. I come back from the computer, I'm like, what's going on in here? Like, but it's always good. May I touch briefly on Anarchy Day?
Yes, go.
I think that was so cool. Okay, so there's this idea that I heard about in another group, which was about this idea of Anarchy Day. And they didn't call it that. They called it something different. I'm not even going to say what they called it because I didn't like it. But basically, the idea is not having a centralized ruler or regular rules of like just anything goes in the community. And I warned a number of times, which a friend awkwardly pointed out, that if you take it too far, you will be banned and removed. But I do, like, if somebody's going to go posting like naked pictures or like something really truly mean in spirit and like the shadows come out that show that that person doesn't belong in the group, it doesn't. It's like, so yeah, so I made that clear. But also I was like, and by the way, like I really do mean this, like just whatever stuff you feel like posting is okay. So we had voted on it first as a group, and then I just needed to plan a date. And then I was like, oh my God, I think I must be absolutely bananas insane to make this the last day of the school games But it timed with the date that I was planning to release the day for Spiff at my school that was about rules. And I was like, Anarchy Day, talking about rules. This is fun. And so that's just kind of how it landed. I was like, well, that is day 5, and that is the day of the school games. It is kind of interesting. But I timed it so I actually went to sleep. I went to sleep. That was
Well, that
I turned on Anarchy Day and went to sleep.
yeah.
When I woke up, it was insane. It was so sweet. There was a thread that was like, "What's your favorite color?" And then there was like another thread that was just about like doggies. And then there's your thread about the like, I don't even know what was going on in there, but I enjoyed it.
You have to type something with your eyes closed.
Yeah. Type it with your eyes closed and then like just see what comes out. But there was another one that was, yeah, anyways, there's just all this stuff. But there was also, while I'm sleeping, Tommy goes and starts a thread that's like, hey, let's make the best use of Anarchy Day. I know Ava's been wanting to put some testimonials on the About page. Do you have any good things to say about this group? Let's make it so that when she wakes up, she sees your beautiful thoughts and beautiful words and has like a thing that she can share on the About page. I was like, really? Like, what a bunch of freaking Care Bears! Like, our Anarchy Day was amazing. So we have the plan to do that again for the once the date's finalized for the next school games ending day, we'll have Anarchy Day again. And I thought that it was kind of amazing that a lot of that day was used by friends trying to help us win.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was crazy in the best possible way. It was just like, I don't know. I love our group. It's so
It was
sweet.
beautiful, like celebration closure, and it was kind of quite. I think I knew that you'd gone to bed actually, so everybody was just like connecting.
Studying.
Yeah, laughing.
It's cool. It was
Yeah.
really cool. I loved everything about that. Yeah.
So when is the LA? When is that?
Into January.
End of
It's
January.
the last Friday of January.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
So
is it started or does that start in January?
it starts in January, January 5th.
Oh,
Yeah.
January 5th.
It's the first Monday in January.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
First month.
And it starts at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Ooh, you got something lined up.
I was going to, but as I sat with that idea, I changed my mind. I said, no, this, because when you sort of think about the second order of consequences and you think, okay, well, if I do this, then this will happen. And then when I started realizing like, no, this doesn't connect. It seemed like a good idea, but more logical than aligned. Yeah, so I was kind of hoping to be on the leaderboard when Q1 opens, I thought that would be fun. But I don't
So
know if that's going to happen or not. I think I'm not going to put any specials out. I'm not going to like do anything, but I think it's going to be kind of the time that it's like, all right, guys, if you're getting in for this quarter, like let's just do it now. Because we do have good stuff planned in January. So
but also just from, again, my perspective, looking at patterns, you probably don't need to do anything fresh. Just continue what you're doing. So what a
yeah,
lot of people do is they force that and then they dip out and then they
yeah,
force it and then they dip
yeah,
out. Whereas your community is not about, it wasn't this whole big peak towards that and then
no.
go away. It's continual. So
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Just keep on doing what's working. I really like that philosophy, anyways. And I don't know if you saw my post about this book. I've had a couple posts related to it, but it's good. It's good reading for just the mindset behind how the good things you do every day, day after day after day after day, they compound.
I
And so
absolutely
I think of it.
day
I
after
think of
day.
it like, go ahead, Miss.
My entire year is lessons in daily lessons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So.
So, if we were to end this call with your biggest learning, what would you say your biggest learning through, or what comes to mind? You might have to reflect on that a while.
We can do really good things that seem impossible to do in the right way, in the right spirited way with the business that we have, but you can do business from the heart. And you don't have to push people into things. And FOMO doesn't have to be the first and most important thing in your offer. You don't have to focus on scarcity. You don't have to focus on problems. You don't even have to have a money printing kind of offer. The right people will find you, and they'll say yes. And they'll say yes with their whole hearts. And you can build a business and do cool things in a way that you're still proud of who you are and you want to keep being better. You don't have to sacrifice your values. You might have to work hard, but it doesn't mean you have to do things that aren't right for you. What I found so fascinating about this is that there wasn't one time in this entire journey that I did something that felt wrong. Do you know what I mean? That I tried to push somebody, or that I made an offer that didn't feel right, or that I let relationships blossom in their right time. I mean, it was really fun to see that seeds planted with a lot of love. Good comes from that. This was that last day, seeing so many of our members and so many friends rallying together. It was so sweet. It was so sweet. It was so fulfilling, so beautiful. And then seeing my husband and seeing like the amount of people that I have in my life who care and who just were there for me. There for us, there for this. It was really sweet. Yeah. I think it's really, I just do want to express gratitude for just a tiny little moment that they changed the way they do the school games. Because including all 9 categories so that we could have a really wholesome outcome where groups and hobbies and music and relationships can compete and win the same prize that groups in tech and money can win, even though they don't necessarily have the same 50, 100,000, whatever monthly recurring revenue. That's really cool. That's really cool. I think the fact that Sam and the school team made that a priority feels really special. It makes me happy to grow on Skool.
So if any of this landed with you, if you are craving more of that human connection, get yourself in the Connect and Collab group. I'll drop the link below. Come and say hi. It really is an amazing space. And also, yeah, drop those comments below. Drop your questions, your light bulbs. And I think the main message from this is, let's just keep being ourselves. Let's keep being human. Let's share from the heart. Let's share with intention, because human connection will always win, no matter what. Nothing will ever beat that real, raw, honest human connection. So thank you for a wonderful talk, Ava. You're inspiring. Your group is amazing. And from myself to you, congratulations on this beautiful achievement. When we whoop together, we win together.